Welcome back, everyone, and if you're new here, thank you for tuning in. Today's update is not just important, it's life-changing, especially for millions of South African pensioners and their families who rely on the SASSA Old Age Grant as their main source of income. We have breaking news that will bring a lot of relief and excitement to households across the country. Starting in June 2025, there is going to be a massive increase in the SASSA Old Age Pension Grant, raising it to a total of 5,610 per month. Yes, you heard that correctly, 5,610 monthly. That's not a typo, and it's not just wishful thinking. This confirmed increase is one of the biggest financial boosts pensioners have received in recent years, and it couldn't have come at a better time. Rising costs of living, increased food prices, medical bills, and transportation costs have all taken their toll. But with this new adjustment, the government aims to not only provide some breathing room but also restore dignity and security to those who've worked their entire lives. This announcement has sparked a wave of excitement and optimism among elderly citizens, advocacy groups, and even financial analysts. It's not just about the money, it's about recognition. For many pensioners, this increase is long overdue. They've faced years of trying to stretch a limited budget over essentials like groceries, electricity, medication, and often supporting grandchildren or extended families. With inflation rates continuing to bite into disposable income, a monthly payout of 5,610 represents more than just a number, it symbolizes hope. It also marks a critical policy shift as South Africa continues to invest more in social development and equity. The Department of Social Development, in collaboration with National Treasury, has officially confirmed the increment, stating that this move is part of a larger strategy to cushion vulnerable citizens against economic pressure and inflation volatility. According to Minister Linda Zulu, this adjustment reflects the government's commitment to protecting the dignity and well-being of older South Africans. This grant increase will apply to all qualifying pensioners, both for those above 60 and those above 75, and the funds will automatically reflect in their SASSA accounts starting from the first week of June 2025. Pensioners do not need to reapply or visit SASSA offices to receive the increased amount. The update will be processed automatically for all eligible beneficiaries. This development has also gained attention because it comes at a time when several other social support structures are being revised. The SASSA Old Age Grant, which has long been considered modest compared to the cost of living, is finally receiving the uplift many have advocated for over the past decade. It's important to remember that the previous grant increase back in October 2024 brought the total to just under 2,200, which, although welcomed, was still insufficient to meet the needs of most elderly citizens. The new 5,610 monthly amount is more than double that and reflects not just an inflation adjustment but a complete overhaul of how the government is approaching elderly care and support. Many pensioners have shared their reactions across social media and in community meetings, expressing a mixture of relief and cautious optimism. For someone like Gogo Nomvula in Gauteng, who depends on her monthly grant to care for her 3 grandchildren, this increase is transformative. She mentioned in a recent interview how she had to make tough decisions every month whether to pay for transport to the clinic, buy electricity, or buy food. Now, she says, she'll be able to do all 3 without sacrificing one. That's the power of a policy like this, it affects real lives in real ways. Another major component that makes this increase historic is the decision to link future increases to the Consumer Price Index and inflation tracking. This means pensioners won't have to wait for irregular parliamentary decisions every few years. Instead, their grants will increase in line with the cost of living, creating a sustainable support structure moving forward. This model is already in use in countries like the UK, Australia, and Canada, and it's exciting to see South Africa moving in this direction. Economists say it's a forward-thinking move that will provide long-term protection for pensioners, helping them maintain purchasing power as costs continue to rise. There's also word that this boost in grant payments is part of a broader economic recovery and social investment plan rolled out by the Department of Social Development and National Treasury. According to insiders, the government is making strategic use of increased tax revenue and reallocation of budget surpluses to directly support vulnerable communities. Instead of putting the surplus into infrastructure alone or foreign reserves, this approach prioritizes people, especially those who need the help most, the elderly who have paid taxes and built this nation for decades. It's a much-needed shift in priorities that's been welcomed widely across sectors. Community leaders and church organizations are also celebrating the news. In KwaZulu-Natal, there were prayer gatherings held to thank the government and to highlight the importance of these grants in maintaining social stability. One elder from Amlotsi stated that without the SASSA pension, many older people would be left destitute. He praised the 5,610 amount, saying it will go a long way in helping elders contribute to their families and communities again, rather than feeling like burdens. And that's a powerful message, one of value, inclusion, and empowerment. What's also impressive is the logistical preparedness of SASSA. Officials say their systems have already been upgraded to accommodate the new payouts, and rigorous testing is underway to ensure there are no technical glitches when the first payments are made in June. Beneficiaries will receive SMS notifications confirming the new amount a few days before the scheduled payment dates, and these payments will be distributed through all standard channels: post office branches, pay points, banks, and mobile money services. Another noteworthy element is how this increase may positively affect local economies. Financial analysts predict that with more money in circulation in rural and township areas where most pensioners reside, small businesses will see a rise in sales. From spaza shops to local taxis and vendors, this extra cash will stimulate microeconomic growth. Essentially, it's not just a win for pensioners, but also for the broader community. Some experts even argue this increase could reduce reliance on debt within low-income households, since pensioners often take out loans to cover family needs when the grants fall short. But it's not just about the numbers. Behind each payment is a person, a story, a life lived through decades of change, struggle, and triumph. People like Totem Fo in the Eastern Cape, who once worked as a miner and now spends his time teaching young boys in his village how to fix bicycles, will now have extra income to expand his community initiative. These stories are why this news matters. It's not just about giving more money, it's about enabling a better quality of life for those who deserve it most. Now, with this increase, some questions are naturally being asked. Will there be delays? Will the money actually reflect on time? What about fraudulent accounts or people who don't qualify anymore? Well, according to the latest briefing from SASSA, all systems are go. They have increased staff at call centers and regional offices to assist with queries. If there are any hiccups in June, there will be rapid response units to troubleshoot and resolve issues immediately. They've also partnered with civil society organizations to help spread awareness and educate recipients on how to avoid scammers during this transition. That's right, scammers often try to take advantage of these changes, pretending to be SASSA officials. So it's critical that all pensioners and their families stay vigilant and don't share their personal details with strangers. To protect your grant, never give your PIN, ID number, or banking details to anyone who calls or visits you unexpectedly. SASSA will never ask for this information via phone or text. If you receive suspicious communication, report it to SASSA directly or to your nearest police station. Awareness is just as important as celebration when it comes to grant increases. And let's talk about how this change may inspire policy adjustments for other grants too. There is already buzz that the disability grant, child support grant, and foster care grant may also see similar increases or structural improvements. The logic is clear: if the government can afford to increase the old age grant to 5,610, it sets a precedent for uplifting other social grant categories as well. This could mean a new era for South Africa's social protection framework, one rooted in dignity, adequacy, and economic inclusion. Critics, of course, are questioning where the money is coming from and whether this is sustainable. But according to economists familiar with the revised budget, this increase has been carefully calculated. National Treasury has introduced new fiscal tightening in other areas, including non-essential government spending, luxury vehicle procurement, and international travel budgets for state officials. These savings have been redirected to support the social grant structure. Additionally, improved tax compliance and corporate tax revenue from key sectors like mining and finance have contributed to the budget pool for this major boost. And here's something else that's worth noting. Financial literacy campaigns are being ramped up as well. SASSA is partnering with NGOs and banks to help pensioners better manage their money, avoid scams, and even consider basic saving options or joining stokvels. The goal is not just to give more money, but to ensure that recipients are empowered to make informed financial decisions that benefit them and their families. So what should pensioners and their loved ones do now? First, make sure your contact details with SASSA are up to date. This ensures you receive SMS alerts and important updates about your grant. Second, check that your bank account is active and registered with SASSA. If you receive your grant at a paypoint or post office, consider switching to a direct deposit for added convenience and security. Third, spread the word. Let your neighbors, friends, and relatives know about the increase. Too often, people miss out on vital information simply because they don't hear it in time. In closing, this isn't just a financial update, it's a victory for every elderly South African who's waited, struggled, and hoped for a better tomorrow. The 5,610 monthly grant isn't just about easing financial pressure. It's a message that our country sees you, values you, and wants you to live in dignity. It's a moment of celebration, a new beginning, and hopefully the start of even more reforms to protect and empower South Africa's most vulnerable citizens. So if you found this video helpful and uplifting, make sure you share it with your community. Drop a comment below to tell us how this change will impact your life or someone you know, and of course don't forget to like and subscribe for more breaking updates on SASSA news, financial support, and social development. Until next time, stay safe, stay informed, and stay empowered.